Good morning. Starting our seed deliveries today. Heading out with the first load. I gotta swing in the farm real quick, drop off the camera for Brock, who's coming later today. Gonna work on our planter, so hopefully he'll film some stuff for you that'll be more exciting than me delivering seed. And then we gotta make it to the fuel station because we need fuel. And we got 3 trips to make today. Let's see how we do. We're back. Actually loading up for round 3. I made a second trip already. This one here isn't going too far away. We've got this pallet of corn and 2 boxes of beans now. It was supposed to be 4 boxes of beans, but the customer this morning canceled 2 boxes. So that's not real cool, but it is what it is. It's not a big deal. Doesn't matter to me. I didn't sell the seed. I just deliver it. We do have those other 2 boxes already treated, but they will go to somebody else, no big deal. There was another customer who has an untreated box and like 8 bags of corn that's a little ways down the road from this guy. And I was gonna put his on this trailer too, but he's on vacation this week. So we're taking kind of another small load out, which is not ideal, not super efficient, but it's what we got. So that's what we're doing.
Good morning, welcome to the farm. Getting a little late start this morning, but I'm not mad. All I'm doing today is washing meters, so a little bit shorter of a day to do that. But washing meters on the bean planter are very, very similar to the corn planter if you were here for that. The row units are a little bit different, but the same concept. So I got my washing table here ready to go. Got my hot soapy water with my brushes in the buckets, and we're just gonna pop off. We're gonna leave the meters on. We're not gonna take them all off, but we're going to take a meter off, go wash it, and then set it back. We line them up back behind. They're all numbered or should be numbered. Oh, there you go. If you can see that. That one's 32. That one's 30. So this one should be 31. Don't see it. Again, should be 29. Don't see it. So all these back ones must not be numbered. Might throw some numbers off or on them. There was numbers on them at one point, but again, just faded over time. So we'll rewrite the numbers on them so we know exactly where they go, because it's important to put the right meters back where they belong. Just in case we have a problem with one meter when we document, we know exactly where it came from, where it goes, and stuff like that. But I'll walk you through how to take all the meters off. And these don't have brush belts, these have seed tubes. So yeah, we're gonna work on the back row first. It's a lot easier doing that because then we can fold these up and easily get to the front ones. But yeah, here we go. So on this seed unit here, we have our vacuum hose, which very, very similar to the corn planter. Just comes right off. A whole bunch of dirt. This is the seed delivery tube. So this runs all the way up and all the way over to the seed tanks. Just twists and pulls off. Then right here, this is our drive shaft for the gears here. So when we have the section control and stuff like that, this right here is the electric clutch for all of that. So we got to unplug that. This might take 2 hands. Man, it's coming. There we go. So we undo that. Make sure that stays in there. We already unlocked the drive shaft there, so that can come out. And then we just have this little tab right here. That comes undone, it flips up, and should just lift right off there. These are not the lightest, but there you go. So lifts right off there. I'm gonna set it on the ground here and tear apart the seed tube. So the seed tube sits down in the cast frame here. There's just two little plastic tabs here that you got to pinch together. This is what locks it into place. These sometimes have a tendency to break when you're pinching them, or just in general, you'll come across one that's broken. We always carry some extra seed tubes around, so not a huge deal. Obviously, we don't want to break them. But the trick here is to pinch these together and, oh, I don't know if I can do it with one hand. Pull it up and forward. Yeah, I'm not gonna be able to do it with one hand. If you fall, I'm sorry. But so I'm pinching these two together up top here, and then grabbing this and just pulling it back towards me and kind of rocking it while I'm lifting it, and it comes right up. So again, we have a sensor. What this sensor does is it counts every single seed that runs through here. There is an eye on this side and on this side that read when the seed goes down through there. So it counts, you know, population and stuff like that for every single seed. Kind of amazing, but it's what you do. And we got our number right there. So this goes to row 31, which we're gonna number the row unit to match these. So that's how you take apart a row. I will show you how to take apart a meter, but this one's not broken, so we don't even have to take off the sensor. We just gotta wash it up a little bit. So that's good. Alrighty, we're gonna start off with the seed tube here, and I'll just show you how to clean it. This is a lot easier than the brush belt, but still very, very important. So we gotta be very mindful of the electronics here. I keep this, at least connector, out of the water, but then I dunk as much as I can of the tube in the bucket. We have a regular brush that just brush it all up, get a lot of the dirt off of. There's a couple nooks and crannies on this that you want to get up in, but again, the inside's the most important. So what we're doing right now is not a big deal. It's mostly for looks. But then we bring out this brush. This brush works really good. See how it's white, nice clean white. Put that in the water, get some suds on it, and we are going to run this up and down in the seed tube here, and it just comes out orange. Well, that's all the seed treatment that goes and sticks to the inside of this tube. Which, if it sticks to the inside of the tube, it also sticks to that sensor. So if it builds up year after year after year, it could not read appropriately. But if you clean it out, you'll be all right. So that's, again, why we do what we do. So brushed it out on the inside. Just gonna use the hose here and spray it on. And there you go. It's not going to be perfect. The planter is how old, and although we clean the seed tubes, some of that residue stays on there and stains it. But for what it's a lot better than what it was. So that's the seed tube. Easy, especially when I don't have to explain it. Quick. And now we got the meter. I like to start with this on the floor and upside down, because look at all that gunk, and a lot of that can come off with the hose. So I got the hose in hand. We're not gonna spray up in there at all. We don't want to, I don't know, it's not necessarily a great spot to spray up in. But all of this dirt, fine dirt, will hopefully come off fairly easy, or most of it will. So, looks a little bit better. I'm gonna get it on the table and we'll take it apart. Alrighty, so with the meter, there's a lot of taking apart, throwing in the bucket, letting it soak while we wash the actual meter. So this right here is just the latch that holds the outside cover off of. Take it off, throw it in the bucket. Then I go to the cover. I usually take this gasket off and clean behind that as well, but Nathan didn't do it on the corn planter, so I am not going to do it on the bean planter. There wasn't much behind any of that on the corn planter, so we'll see how well that cleans up there. Then this inside gasket right here, this seals the plate. Again, take it off. This we have to inspect because these do stretch out. We need to make sure it's tight around that inner hub. This was pretty tight when I took it off there. The next thing is this right here, this window. It comes off really easy. You just pinch it and it's got these little tabs. Throw it in the bucket. This rubber gasket on the bottom. This is kind of a cushion from the meter to the actual metal cast row unit. Throw it in the bucket. Then this cover right here, you gotta be careful. This tab will break if you're too rough with it, but it's where the seed channels down into the seed tube. It works its way up here, goes all the way down, so it's just a cover that goes into the bucket. Then the top, open up the top. This, you can't throw it in the bucket because it's got the cord. Again, not a huge deal, but this does. This goes in the bucket. Then you got the seed diverter, maybe, that's what you call it. Seed comes down through here from the CCS tanks and goes into this elbow that shoots it straight down into the bottom of the meter. Got a whole bunch of crud on it into the bucket. I think that's all the parts that have to come off of it. Another couple things that we will inspect are these brushes here. If they're deformed or missing a whole bunch of brushes in a singular spot, then we will take them off and replace them, but these don't look terrible, so we'll leave them on. Now we get to cleaning. And that's what we're cleaning right there. We don't want that in there year after year after year. Probably should have gloves on, or, but it's the chemical buildup, the seed treatment that just stays in there. It's hard to get out. We clean them before we go to the field, not after we get out of the field. So 6 one, half dozen the other. They will get cleaned. It's just a matter of when and when people have time. So I'm gonna get on this, clean it, and yeah, check in with you after. See if it looks any better. There's a before, the inside. Oh, got a whole bunch of dirt. There's the top. Different inside view. That's what the bottom looks like. Yeah, bottom. Yeah, we'll see what it looks like after. Well, I know it doesn't look a ton better, but it's a lot cleaner. There's a lot of small spots, especially behind that electric clutch, that you can't get to with the brush. So yeah, 1 row unit down, got a whole bunch of parts to go, but 31 more to go.
Back, we're loaded up. We're gonna make a 4th delivery today. This one's going to one of my customers right down by our Berkey farm there. And he's actually got 9 boxes and a couple pallets of corn. So it's a 2-tripper. So we'll load up 8 and take them down there. I don't know when we'll make the second trip to them. Probably going to be later in the week at least. Because we won't make it today, and then tomorrow morning at least. I have another one already scheduled, so. But this helps.
I'm sorry. I kind of forgot about you guys. But we washed enough for today. At least I think I washed enough today. I washed 8 row units and seed tubes, which is a quarter of this planter. So I called it for today as far as washing. They're not perfect, but there they are all lined up. I blew out the inside of that just to get extra, dirt off that sticks in there. Then the other things that I did, we broke a closing wheel bracket, actually this one, on the corn planter last year. So we stole it off of here to put on there. So when we had the corn planter in the shop, we took it back off of the corn planter so we could put a new one on, and we're putting this one back on here, which I have already done. I don't know where the other closing wheel went, but we still had one of them that we didn't have to switch over. So that's where this cast one came from. So there is that. But then we have these are called Thompson gauge wheels, or not gauge wheels, my bad, closing wheels. They're obviously spiked closing wheel. Nathan had them on the shelf. We needed one, so there it is. I don't have any experience with them, but he doesn't like to have just those on a row as far as 2 of them, because they're very, very narrow, so they will go into the ground quite a bit. But since this one is wide and can kind of control the depth of this whole bracket, then it's okay to run together. I don't know, that's just what I was told, so that's what I'm doing. Another thing we did, we have these plastic ones here. They're wore. So I flipped them from side to side so we could wear. I don't know if you can see how they have that curve. This was on the other side and the other one was on this side. So we should be able to wear this side down a little bit. I don't know how many years we'll get out of them. From this point, they're, again, pretty wore. And then I am going through and checking all the gauge wheels. I think we did a lot of them last year as far as replacing, or the year before. Over the last couple of years, we have done quite a bit of gauge wheels on this, and we've put a couple of the new style on. Phil wanted to try some of those, so we got a couple of those. There's throughout that row. I don't know, these 2 right here. But as far as needing new gauge wheels, there's only one that had a significant chunk in it, and I don't even know if I'd call it significant, but right there, that's the worst chunk. Let's see if you can see. Yeah, that's the worst chunk that I could see out of all of them. But I did find something else, and that is over here on another gauge wheel. That bearing is shot. So I know we have these on the shelf, so we're just going to knock that bearing out, put a new one in, and I'll put that back on. This gauge wheel's fine, so not much as far as that goes. I think all of the disc blades are okay. I might try to sneak off or take one off of a row that we have well, maybe not, because they're all in the front gang. We might try to take a opening blade off just to see how big it actually is, to kind of judge that tool that we have. Is it really what it says it is? Is it really at 50%, or Should we change them? Should we not? I don't know, but we'll probably take one off and measure it and see. But that's what I'm up to today, and I don't know how much more I'll film, and I don't know how much longer I'm gonna stay, but we'll get this gauge wheel fixed and clean up our mess from washing meters. But that's what's going on in the life of Brock at Borderview Farms. Alrighty, so I'm curious. So I took off the easy row, the end row, and I got this tool here that was given to Nathan. It sits right on the blade, and that middle one's for John Deere. So the bottom groove, if it was wore less than that, then it's junk. You need to replace the blade. I think that second one's 50%, then the next one's I think 75, and that top one's brand new pretty much. So this is saying there's still life left in it. We're at the second mark there. The true test is with tape measure. These are supposed to be replaced if they are less than 14.5. So with that being 50%, I would say it should be right around 14 3/4. I think they come 15 or 15.5 new. So I'm gonna say 14 3/4. So we're gonna flip it over so we have a flat surface, but yeah. So I got the tape measure. We got what, 6 rivets in it. So line it up with 2, then you'll be right across the center, which is what we got there. I don't know how well you can see the edge of it there, but we are right there at maybe a fuzz under 14 3/4. So we're definitely going to run these another year. Yeah, no reason to spend the money, waste the money, and put new openers on if all of them are like this. Now, all of them might not be like this. The ones we got to check for sure are the ones behind the tires. This does have the tires, so more compaction, a lot more wear, or more wear, I shouldn't say a lot. But so those are going to be the ones that are wore the most. So we'll check those when we get down to that point, but I just wanted to see how well this tool actually worked and how accurate it was, and it works, it's accurate.
Hold on. Okay, we're back, and we are attempting to load our trailer up again here for tomorrow. Another 8 boxes going out. Brock came down here to give me the report on what he's done. Have you filmed all this today?
I have some of it, yeah.
Okay. Regarding our tire discussion from yesterday, and you know, the sprayer stuff, let's chat for a second. Apparently you can buy tires, or you cannot buy tires and expect people to come out and change them and do this for you. I don't know. That seems, I don't know of anybody that would do that. And even if they would, there's a tire place that I could call probably, but how much would it cost to hire somebody or call somebody that has a minimum of a 20-mile drive to come and change a tire that I did not buy from them and to drive? How much would that cost, Brock?
Well, probably at least $150.
I bet it would be way more than that. Anyway,
just in labor.
Point being, like, I got it. It's not that big a deal, so we got it. Now, Brock over here, though. Brock, what were you doing this morning, Brock?
I had 2 tires on my car that I had somebody change out for me.
Where'd you get your tires from, Brock?
Amazon.
Apparently you can do this. You can buy tires online, take them to the local tire shop, and be like, here, change these for me. Did they appreciate that? They didn't care. I mean, you paid them.
I did pay them.
Did it cost you as much as the tires?
Yes, my total bill was as much.
Yep. Doesn't cost that much when you buy the tires from them. And how long did this take you, Brock?
Like 2 hours.
Longer than it would have taken to just go somewhere and have a tire appointment to get your own tires, you know, where you buy them from them. And he took it to them. Like, for me to get somebody to come out here, like, I didn't think it was worth it. So we did it ourselves, and it's fine. The tire has air in it. It will be fine. Next year, if we still have the sprayer, which we probably will, and I need to put two new tires on it, I will buy them from somebody and say, come change them for me. And they will do it, gladly. Anyway.
But then you buy it from them.
But then you bought the tires from them, and they have a reason to come out and do it.
Yeah.
I don't know. That just makes sense to me. Like, plus I'm capable. Yeah, I don't know what I'm doing, but I got it. I got it. Did we get it, Brock?
You got it.
I got it. Yes, Dad helped, but all he really did was cut the old one off. Like, he took a cutoff wheel and a grinder to it and cut through the cord so that he could get it off the rim. Like, he didn't struggle with it like I did. Well, Brock made a little progress on our planter today. He got about 8 row units done and washed and did a few other little things, it sounds like. So that is good. It's going to be in here for a while. It'll take us a couple of weeks to get through this. That's just the way it is with these planters because I'm busy doing other stuff and Brock's only here a few days a week. And frankly, it sucks to sit there all day and wash meters. So you do a few and then you walk away. Do we need to replace that gauge wheel? I don't know. It's not terrible, but probably should.